All right, it's time to go. It's time to go. It's ready to rock, guys. Welcome to another episode of Stock Market Review. Luwep Trading is here, guys. You know what we do on this channel already. We're gonna give you some plays. We're gonna break down the market, exactly telling you what's going on. So today, I have to come here and humbly and let you guys know today the market was not the best for me today. It wasn't. Every day can't be your day. It wasn't one of those situations where I got emotionally hijacked and did a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I just took a trade that didn't work. But this is the great thing about when you have a trading plan, right? You have a trading plan, you follow your trading plan. It doesn't work out every single time, and that's okay. Because what that actually helped me to do was going back to a different strategy right before the market closed. That strategy, that's my trend line strategy, is either a trend line a breakout or a trend line breakdown, and then just riding this out. And I did this, and I did this live with a couple of guys on the chat. Did this live, and that worked out perfectly. I was so happy. So again, because I took one trade that did not work out, but when I took that trade, that did not only cover my losses, I actually ended up green. I ended up green, but I just wanted to let you guys know, going in the morning, I realized the market, that was a ripping fit. The market acted like it was going to rip. I got my signals, everything was set. I took that trade. We chopped up a little bit, and then boom, it just dropped. When it dropped, I got stopped out. And guess what? I sat back and I keep waiting and watching and waiting and watching. Try to dip my toe in very small positions because they were higher risk trades. Those didn't work out. Guess what I did, guys? I walked away. I walked away. I took my son. I went to the park, just had some fun. I just walked away and come back later until the market wanted to give something. All right. With that being said, guys, you guys already know what it is. Empire Path. I see you here. Hello to you as well. If you are here, please make sure to smash the like button for me. Give me a thumbs up. Ask a question. I need you guys. I see a lot of you guys on the live now. A lot of you guys, nearly sometimes we averaging around on all the platforms. We averaging around like 30 to 50 people on the live. But you guys are being, why are you guys being shy? If you have questions, ask questions. All right, it's okay. If you there's a stock that maybe you already in a play, you're not sure what to do, you just want to throw that out for me to take a quick look at, make sure you can do that. That's all right. I'll as long as I have the time, I'll dig in that and I'll look into that for you guys. All right. Let's see right here. We are going to get into it. Before we start, guys, I need to remind you guys as well. I am not your financial advisor. Nothing I say here is any suggestions for you guys to buy, hold, or sell. Every single thing that I do here is for educational purposes only. And if you would like to trade, make sure you do your own due diligence. If you don't know what you're doing, contact a financial advisor. All right. And a quick reminder as well that trading carries a lot of risk, including loss of capital. So trade at your own risk, but I do hope you trade very carefully. With that being said, you guys know what we do here. This is no fluff, no BS, it's straight charts. I'm going to go over on a couple of plays that I have spoken about. I talked to you guys about those plays, so you guys should know exactly what these things are. You will see them. So let's get going, guys. We're about to go here. Let me just fix my chat so that way, in case anybody has any questions or anything like that, that I can see you. All right, there we go. We have to go. We're gonna start with the S&P 500. Let me make sure I fix that. Here you go. Don't know why this thing was not showing up. Now let's clean up that chart so you guys can see everything clearly. Let's do a little cleanup here. Take out those indicators. Man, oh man, look at that. Again, this was a dip and rip, but at the same time, guys, I think the Bears might be trapped. I think the Bears might be trapped. What we saw happen right at this level, I think a lot of people shorted the market and maybe walked away without a stop loss, and they might have came back this afternoon or this evening, looking to see where the S&P 500 is, and they are scratching their head saying, "What the heck?" If you don't know what happened, so John Powell actually had a couple of great things to say. He was having a speech at Harvard. So he did say a couple of nice things to help push the market up. The market could not sustain it. Now, the heavy hitter came in right when we were about to break down. I was telling those guys in the chat that like, hey, you know, where's the administration? Typically, we get some sort of news, some sort of whatever, and this and that, and all this kind of stuff. Where are these guys? And right on cue, as we were about to break down, guess what happened, guys? Right when we get to this level, you see that we opened here, we actually were breaking down. It came out. A post came out from the White House that hey, we were actually planning an attack on Iran as early as tonight. We were planning an attack. We have postponed this attack because we are negotiating. This is the thing we have been doing again for nearly 2 months now. We are negotiating and things are progressing very nicely, and whatever. Therefore, we are not going to attack because that was the overhang on the market. Like, hey, are we heading back to war? Because so far, all the assets we have in the Middle East, we have not pulled those assets back yet. And the fact that we have not yet pulled those assets back, there's still that threat, there's still that possibility of actually utilizing those assets because it costs a lot of money to keep our aircraft carriers in the Persian Gulf. It costs a lot of money. All right, and we keep deploying more troops there. It costs a lot of money. So you don't do that if you don't intend to use them. All right, so that is one of the biggest thing. Now, if we are looking at the chart specifically and see how we setting up, I'm going to say the probability based on what we are setting up right now. Probability is pointing probably to a green day tomorrow. Is that going to be another ripping fed? I don't know, but we shall see. Now, I'm gonna go once we finish checking that out. I'm going to go on a couple of things with you guys and show you guys what I'm talking about. Remember yesterday, guys, when I talked to you guys about that possible head and shoulder pattern? This literally is what played out. What played out was a head and shoulder pattern. Again, we are not out of the woods yet because why? If you look here, this is the level that we actually need to clear. I mean, we're moving up nice. Look at this candle. This hammer right there, this is massive. This is the 4 hour chart. This hammer with increased volume, that looks great right there for a push. But until we actually can take out this level, we're still not out of the woods yet. As of right now, we still have the risk of a head and shoulder pattern in the 4 hour time frame. Now let's dig in just a little bit. Let's see. If we take a look at the MACD, the MACD is not really giving us anything right now. But the thing with the MACD, it is still in positive territory. As of right now, still positive territory. Now let's go in the 2 hour time frame. The 2 hours not really giving us much, but there's a couple of situations we may be able to look at, right? So you can see we had this drop, right? So we had this drop. This is a low. We did a pullback. We went and we found support at that low again. So we have that possibility of a double bottom, which is a rip. So we might ripped up. Now, where exactly is our entry if we do that tomorrow? This is the S&P 500. Our entry is going to be once we break above 740. If we can break above 740, that is an easy trade to try to ride that again to like 743. That's a 3 point move. If you're trading option, this is easy money. Easy money if you're trading options, right? Again, that is the 2 hour time frame. If you look at the MACD looks like it wants to curl up, but can it actually do it? There's a lot that's probably going to get reconciled overnight. Hopefully, by the time we open tomorrow morning, we're already at a spot where all these things already been resolved. Hopefully, we've already actually break above this level and we'll be testing it by the open, so we can just ride that with no issue whatsoever. Because right now, there's a real battle going on. Let's check the 30 minutes time frame. The 30 minutes is giving us a what? Again, this is not perfect. Again, excuse me. This is the after hours market. It's giving you. I guess you can say this is a bit of a left shoulder, head, and right shoulder, right? One of those unbalanced inverted head and shoulder pattern, which means we most likely are going to squeeze. This is what we most likely are going to do. But again, we have to hold this support level. This is the 737. When the market, even the market, by the time the market open, we shouldn't be below this level. Or if we come to test it, we need to bounce right on that level. All right, that's the S&P 500. Again, based on what I'm looking at right now, we're looking at a possible update tomorrow, just based on the candlestick pattern. Because this specific candle, that I would say this is about a 60% bullish candle. I mean, 60%. That's more than the 50%. So I would go with that right now. But then again, excuse me. What I want you guys to keep in mind. Let me remove that. This is our zone tomorrow. All right. This right here is our zone tomorrow. Where do we open and how do we react at those levels? Now, what I would like to see for us to squeeze higher is have a nice candle tomorrow, a nice green candle that give us a what? You guys should be able to see that. If we get a nice green candle, come right here, that would give us a nice morning star, which would help us to squeeze a little higher. Can we do it? I don't know, but this is what I would like to see. But what I would like to see does not matter. We have to go by the charts. We have to wait and see how the price reacts once we get to that level. If we don't gap all the way up, once we open, we have to watch those specific levels, see, look at the price action at those levels. Now let's check the Nasdaq real quick. That's the Nasdaq. I always call it the Qs because it's like Q Q Q. I always call it that, but that's the Nasdaq. You guys know I've had this trend line over here for quite some time. It actually all it did was just actually came to check the trend line. Nothing big, nothing small. It was just literally from the trend line. Now, what I don't like about it, we are giving a hammer, and it is big bearish candle with a lot of volume. So I don't like that. I don't particularly like that. If we go in the 4-hour time frame, you guys can see what we did was actually we just went to, that's the 4 hours. That's the 4 hours in the Nasdaq. We just went to that support, to that trend line, and we are bouncing off of the trend line. Again, we're bouncing off the trend line. 4 hours look good, so we it is possible for us to get an additional squeeze. All right, it is possible for us to get an additional squeeze. But then again, we know there's expiration on Wednesday. There are certain other things going on in the world that may change that. But going purely technical analysis, this is a good setup for a possible move up. Maybe the short term, maybe it would be early in the morning. Hopefully, it doesn't happen overnight. The market just consolidates, then make its move. That would be great. So we shall see exactly how all of that plays out. Let's go in the 2 hour time frame. Once again, you guys can see that the 2 hour time frame, this is the horizontal level right there. That's that support level. Support held. Not only support held, but we actually also reclaim the trend line. Let me go on the 30 minutes. Are we seeing any specific pattern? Again, possible pattern that we are getting here is a double bottom for an additional squeeze higher. This is what we are looking at. We have the space. We have the space to make a 7 point move tomorrow. We can squeeze all the way up to 714, 713, 714. That would not be crazy because we do have the space to do that. There are some minor resistance level all through here on 711, but as of right now, this is what this is looking like as of right now. All right, guys. Let's see. Now, let's go into the stocks that I talked about. If you are part of the trading community, you should have taken profit before, right at pre-market. I told people, hey, as soon as the market opened, we are going to take profit, right? Now, why did I take profit? I didn't sell everything, but I took profit. Why did I take profit? Because this was my first target, and when I take those trades, you have to understand. One, the algos knows those levels, right? The algos knows those levels, so they do put sell orders there. I'm not the only trader watching these stocks. So RDW made a great move. I gave this right on the live. If you follow me, right? If you follow me, if you mess with me, you guys know I was talking about RDW since it was down here. I'll let you guys know when I was in positions since we were like here, right? And I told you guys the movement that was being made. We get in a cup and handle pattern and we are going to squeeze. And that's exactly what happened. You had time. If you seen those videos, you had time to potentially get in yourself, right? You had time to potentially get in yourself if you wanted to, if you watch those videos, all right? But if you are part of the community, you should have either gotten completely out or taken some profit. If it's a situation where maybe you only had one contract or whatever, that's all you had left, you just want to hold it. I'm still holding some. For me, I'm not holding, most of my position is closed, but I'm still holding some right now because this is my final target. That's what I'm looking for the final target. But I did expect this right here. You guys, I've covered that with you guys multiple times. This is a level that was going to be hard for us to deal with. Now, the second one I wanted to cover. I mean, I talked to you guys about that. Let's see. I think yesterday I talked to you guys. I covered Snow. Snow was the company I covered. Sadly, I when I checked the option chain for this thing, the premiums, the option premiums are just insane. They are insane, which means there's a major move priced in, either up or down. But right now, I would give the edge to a move up, based on the setup we have. This is the possible move we're going to have. Again, why? We are looking at this. This stock has been beaten the heck down. You guys can see it. Let's see how far we are from the high. We are down 40% from the high. And now, what exactly are their competitors, companies that they typically deal with? You're talking about Palo Alto Network, CrowdStrike, and Zscaler. That's another one that I had, right? And today, they already started moving. They already started moving. Unfortunately, for those of you guys that are part of the community, um, the premiums were so expensive. I just felt like the risk was a bit too high. It just did not make much sense, which is why I omitted it from giving that play. Now, next one I want to take a look at once again. Which one did I talked about? New play that I gave out today. New play. Chevron. Now, why did I give Chevron? I analyzed that. We were in Chevron before. Chevron actually crashed. I don't stick in to stay to and hope and pray see what's gonna happen. Once something start going down, I'm out. All right, I can re-enter. You can always re-enter something, but I don't stay when my analysis is actually not playing out. Why am I in? One, we have the war in the Middle East that might be restarting very, very soon. And if that happens, you can expect Chevron is going to skyrocket. Now, that's one. Even though we don't have bombs flying right now, there's no oil coming out of the Middle East right now. Well, there's barely any. Because remember, Iran has a blockade, and the U.S. also have a blockade of the blockade, right? So we are very, very limited. There's a big shortage out there, which to me was always crazy. Why oil was going down? Um, Oil was going down, but we still were dealing with that shortage. Go outside, go outside, go to the gas station. Ask them how much it was 3 days ago, or go outside right now. Go to a gas station, take a picture of it, and come back in like 5 days. In some places, come back that afternoon, and you'll see gas prices is up a couple of cents. All right, that's what we are dealing with. But anyway, going back into the chart, this is a perfect double bottom. Look at that bottom. We push all the way down. We try to squeeze back up. Got rejected. You can find support right there. Now we are squeezing, and today we broke the neckline, and this is why I call that in. Now, fair disclosure: if you are part of the community, you should have already had this play. I gave that play a little early when it was up just about like $3, I think, at the time, or $3 and change. Closed the day up $5. All right. Now, where exactly is that target for us? The initial target is about 208, but I think we can challenge all-time high. Again, this trade, I give this one out to the chat. I'm using that almost like as a hedge for my portfolio, because if the war starts, these stocks are going to rip. If we have a negotiated settlement, they are probably going to crash, right? So if the market drop and oil runs, my portfolio is gonna take a hit, right? And if you long the market, yours gonna take a hit too. But if you hold something like a Chevron or whatever, guess what? Chevron's going to take off. That will help you manage your losses and keep your losses a little lower, right? But if we have a negotiated settlement, the market will run sky high, and Chevron, you might wake up one day it's down 20%. But guess what? That's okay, because that's like buying insurance for your car, right? That's insurance. All right, that's the way I'm using that. When I talk about hedging, there's different way of hedging your portfolio. You can buy puts on the Qs, you can buy the VIX, you can do things like that. But I felt like oil was one of those good positions. And guess what? As I mentioned earlier at the top of this video, we were about to strike you one as early as tonight. Had that happened, you would probably see oil spike like 10-20%. All right. So that's a trade that I actually gave out to the chat today. Let's see. Just to show you guys, and I was talking about Snow. This is where Snow's competitors are trading right now. Look at that. This is Palo Alto Network. This is where this is right now. You guys can see that. That's insane. Insane move. Anyway, so the next one I wanted to you guys to also take a look at is Zscaler. I spoke to you guys about Zscaler. You can see it. This is an easy. You should be able to see that as soon as I did that. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverted head and shoulder pattern. This was the neckline. This one actually already left us. By the time I saw that one, I was hoping it did a bit of a pullback today to find an entry on that. It actually did not give the entry, it just kept running. And you guys can see the increase in volume. Buyers are coming in and just jumping in with their eyes closed on that one. Again, that's not a stock that has been beaten down and has not made a one yet. Now let's see exactly where we are. If we take the high and we come down, we actually down 48%. We are down 48%, which means if we check let's check the RSI. Let's see what the RSI should be cheap right now. Let's see. If we take a look at the RSI is actually looking pretty good. That is beautiful. We go on the weekly. The weekly showing us we have room, because we might go and check the bottom of that trend line, which would be nearly like 230. That we have room. There's a lot of room for this thing to run. All right. But as of right now, you guys can see we literally about to come to. Well, actually, we just took it. We just took our first resistance level. That was the resistance line. We just took that. Would be great if we just squeeze a little higher and then just come down to retest it. That would be great. Yeah, that would be absolutely beautiful if we can ever move like that. Now, other trade that I actually just give out to the chat. I talked to you guys about that yesterday. That was Microsoft. Now, did we go into Microsoft? No, it wasn't Microsoft specifically we traded. I actually gave out this trade on MSFU. Microsoft is around 423, which means those option premiums are going to be more expensive, right? So you use a leverage ETF like the MSFU that has the exact same move as Microsoft, but it's a lot cheaper, and you can get those options a lot lower. You can couple of ways to play it. You can sell puts. You can buy the shares, or you can buy options. I've elected to do options because the options always allows me to leverage my position. So this is the play that I did. Again, If you look at it, you can say this is a what? A cup and handle pattern, right? So that's one. You can also say this is an inverted head and shoulder pattern, right? So we have multiple things looking here for us to make a move, right? And let's take a look at the RSI. The RSI is pretty cheap. The RSI, the entire market is around like the 70s, 80s. Microsoft RSI right now is around like 50. It's in the 50s, right? When and now I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Oh shoot, I should put that right back. Um, if we go on NVDA, okay, excuse me, that's NVIDIA. Now, how did I know NVIDIA was possibly going to make a push? One of the reasons I was very confident NVIDIA was going to make a push. At the time, while all these stocks were at all-time high and all this kind of stuff, this is where NVIDIA was, and the RSI for Nvidia was in the 50s. Now Nvidia has caught up. Now it's doing a pullback where now it's back down to the 60s, heading into earnings, right? Heading into earnings, which I like. If it does come down to 217 again tomorrow, maybe a bit of a move down, I would love to. I would definitely take that because that would be a technical break and retest for me, to just try to take that. I am paying close attention to Nvidia. I typically don't like playing things for earnings, but I feel very comfortable taking Nvidia. Very comfortable. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work because I already know one thing: Nvidia is going to crush earnings. It just That's what they do. It's just a matter of how great is that going to be and how high did the stock run before earnings. So that's the reason sometimes because the stocks has already ran so much, so it doesn't have much room to run because it has to be near perfection. And the fact that we are actually pulling back from like 236, we actually pulled all the way down to 219. I think we have some room. Let's see. Is there a possibility for a reversal tomorrow based on your opinion? Reversal on, or I'm going to assume you mean like the S&P 500. Yes, yes, we actually set up very well to do that. Anyway, I just wanted to go over Nvidia. I'm gonna go into that right before the before we wrap up because I have to go. I will go over the VIX with you guys. Excuse me. Let's see. I think I had one more. Think I had one more for you guys that I was looking at. If you can come up. Update on SMCI. Because I can't only talk to you guys about the ones that are going great. Updates on SMCI. This is why I did not panic. If you are watching this and you are part of the members who took this trade with me, when we were taking a lot of pain middle of the day, why I didn't say let's get out of this trade is because I have this level right here. This is our support level. Until I lose that, my thesis is still valid. As long as my thesis is valid, my analysis is still valid, I don't get out of trades. All right, I'm not getting out because my thesis is still valid and I have time. This is why I like to buy options a lot of times that have like, 90 days, 180 days, because it gives the stock room to breathe. And whatever, if there's a pullback that happens, I may add and whatever and this and that. As a matter of fact, I came this close to add to SMCI today, guys. I came very close to add to it. Excuse me. The only issue we're dealing with that is that downward trend line. That downward trend line is kicking our butts. Every single time we got here, we just can't take it. I really think we were finally going to take it right here, but it seems like what we did was just go and test it, and we're coming right back down. Now we have a bit of a wedge pattern. Eventually, we're going to get right into here. If we don't break above or below already, a move is going to happen either way. Either way, a move will happen, right? There's no ifs and buts about it. A move will happen. Let's see which one. Which there was another stock I wanted to cover for you guys. Excuse me. Where are you? Okay, let's see. Meta, Meta. Yeah, okay. If I was advising someone, I'm not advising anybody, right? So I have to be very careful how I phrase that. But if I was advising someone on one company, they should go in and buy a lip colon as of right now. Meta would be this company. Meta would be one of those companies. Why? This is a company that's making money, making profits hand over fist. Look at that. Every earning, more money, increased revenue, better margins. Guess what? If you know somebody who has a business, more likely than not, they are advertising on on Facebook, on Instagram. More than likely, they are doing that, and that means that's free money. That is free money. Not only that, for all those people that are paying for the blue check mark, so they always going to keep making money. And right now, I know the stock is beaten down, but the reason they beaten down is because they are spending a lot of money on AI. They are doing a lot of capex. Now I'm going to say something that, guys, I don't think that you're gonna receive that well. It is what it is, but that's the truth. Meta is poised to make another one because they also just announced they are about to lay off another 15,000 employees. It sucks, but this is the life we live in. Whenever a company fires or lay off a bunch of people, the way Wall Street receive it, remember, Wall Street is not the economy. The way they receive it, they not looking at it as, oh my God, a bunch of people just lost their job. What they looking at it is, oh, the balance sheet just got reduced. That means there's about to be 15,000 people that doesn't have a salary, 15,000 people that doesn't have any benefits, 15,000 people that you don't have to buy Microsoft Office for, 15,000 people that you don't have to have, that or, Microsoft Copilot for. That's the way they look at it. They look at it in terms of numbers. How much money that company was spending per employee to keep that employee there, and then they just take that and just pretty much just add that to the market cap, because now this is being used as quote unquote profit. This is how a lot of companies, a lot of CEOs artificially boost up their stock prices or their profit. It's by layoff, or if they don't can't really fire anybody, they do stock buybacks. And Meta has a ton of money on hand, and if the stock keep getting beaten down like that, I do think they might do another stock buyback. All right. Anyway, guys, this is about all I have for. Actually, no, no. I almost lied to you guys, man. Come on. This is not all I have. I have to cover the VIX. Let's go over the VIX. Now, this is what the VIX is doing. The VIX popped and got rejected, but we still ended the day down. Excuse me. So as of right now, the VIX does not have any patterns that shows any life of a squeeze. This is the 4 hours, no pattern, nothing that's showing any life. This is the 2 hour time frame. If we want to take a look at the MACD is making a lower high, crossing down. It's still in positive territory, but it is down. I also want you guys to remember we are very close to that. Let's go on the daily so you can see it. We are very, very close to that little support zone, but at the same time, we are not at the support zone, and two, right now this was an engulfing, a bearish engulfing pattern we just made. Right? Let's look at these two candles. This is a bearish engulfing pattern. All right. Now, I hit you guys with a lot, man. I just hit you guys with a lot. I believe the last time actually I was looking for, there it is, ServiceNow. I talked to you guys about ServiceNow yesterday. ServiceNow actually already went crazy a little bit. I'm hoping I need a bit of a pullback. They just fill up a gap that we had this gap right here. That gap just got filled. Now, can it continue to squeeze? This is what I'm going to look at is can we continue to make that move to squeeze higher. But service now, I told you guys yesterday, this was going to be a good opportunity. It is unfortunate that by the time the market opened, this thing already gapped up, did not really give me an opportunity to get in with the community. It is unfortunate. I should have seen that before. That was like Friday afternoon. I should have seen that. Unfortunately, I didn't see that Friday afternoon. I came into this one a little late, so we sort of like missed the move just a tad bit. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up here. This is about 8:40. I appreciate you guys being here. If you are here once again, remember to give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, smash the like button. And for those of you guys, by the way, who have reached out, I have a few people who reached out to me today. People who wanted to talk about joining the option alert chat so you can get the move. Again, a quick reminder: it is just $25 a week. It's $25 a week. We get some good plays in there and whatever. Only thing I ask you is to follow when you copy my trade. All right. If you want to copy my, I will let you know when I buy, when I sell and things. I cannot tell you what to do, but what I can do is share with you what I am doing. And this is the one thing that I always do. I will always share with you guys exactly what I am doing. When I buy, when I add, when I sell, all that is going to be on there. Just copy it. You should be fine. One thing I wanted to say, if you do not have minimum of 2,500 as of right now, I am not accepting any new member with an account that has less than 2,500 in that. Reason why, the market is very frothy, so a lot, and right now the volatility is a bit high, so the premiums are high. So, for example, if somebody comes in there with say 1,000, I may just give three plays that you can't touch because the premium, the one contract is going to be 14, 1,500, right? And you're going to be in there and see people saying, "Hey, you know what? I make 40%, I make 60% return on this, on that, and whatever." But you could not take that trade because your account size does not allow you to. I don't think it's for me. This is just me. Again, this is me. I could say just come in. I give the plays. If you have the account to take it, I don't care. Either way, you're going to pay me anyway. So that's up to you. But I don't want to do that. If you are going to be part of the chat, I want you to benefit from it. I want you to take something from it. I want you to make money with me. This is my main priority. Maybe it's to a fault because I take it personal if somebody's in there and you are not profitable. This is why sometimes for those of you guys, and you know who you are, when people say, "Hey, I'm gonna copy your trades," and they decide to do something else, and it doesn't work out, and that frustrates me and whatever. I'm working on that. All right, I'm working on it. All right, guys. With that being said, I wanna thank you guys for being here once again. Tomorrow is another day. Again, it's great. What I want to keep you guys with is right in the beginning. If you came in late, right in the beginning, I was sharing with everyone how today was early in the day, in the morning, they got me. This was a rip and fade, and my strategy tell me buy, I buy, and I have my stop loss and whatever. Unless we have already make a nice move where I could have taken our profit, I don't move my stop loss. I just wait. And guess what? When we faded, my stop losses got hit. Now, the fact that I have a trading plan, right? I did not overextend myself. I know exactly what room I have. I really like to give myself room to take two trades. If the first one fell, I'm not at max loss, so that way I can go back and take. If I see another setup, I can take another one. But guess what? Right toward the head, your boy came back. Your boy came back, man. I was throwing uppercuts at those trades like it was nobody's business, right? Levels hit, specific strategies that I have again hit the way I wanted them to, and I was able to finish the day green. But it was a brutal, brutal day, but I was able to finish green, so I'm thankful for that. But this is just for me to go back and remind you guys: make sure you follow your trading plan. Make sure you're not over leveraging yourself. Make sure you really manage your risk when you take trades, because if you are going to lose some trades, what you don't want to happen is when you lose a trade, you lose so much that is going to mess you up mentally or mess up your account or whatever and things like that. All right, guys. It's been well, man. It's been well. You guys have a good one. Have a good night, everybody. I will see you tomorrow on the live, 9 p.m. Eastern time, as usual. I would encourage you guys once again to subscribe. For those of you guys who come here and watch me all the time and comment and ask questions, please subscribe. About 75% of you are not subscribed. Subscribe, smash the like button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can get those videos, or when I go live so you can get alerted and always know. As well as please share that video, share the channel with at least one person. That will go a long way in helping us grow. The growth is there. You guys can see it. You guys can see other videos are getting more views and more people are coming on the lives and things like that. But I do appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you guys tomorrow again. I was gonna say 2 p.m. Jesus Christ, 9 p.m. You guys know the time. Come on, you guys know the time. After all this talking, if I say 2 p.m., you know what? You guys know the time. All right. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys. Take care. Have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.